Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this Sailor Moon tiara ring, and this is a Sailor Moon collab that I am going to be working with Lost and Found Charms primarily, as well as other crafters for the new re-release of the Sailor Moon series. So today we'll be making an open ring and a closed ring, and this one is thick and this one is thin. If you wanted to make this ring by wrapping clay around a ring base to make it sturdier, you can definitely do that, but I wanted to give an option for people to kind of experiment with clay work without using any other materials and just using clay and see how sturdy that is. So it's really up to you how you want to make this ring. The first thing you're going to do is flatten out some gold clay. Once you flattened out your gold clay, you're going to cut out a piece of clay that it's thin enough to wrap around your finger. The thickness is really up to you. The thicker it is, the harder it will be to bend the ring after it's hardened and cooled down. The thinner it is, the more flexible it will be even after it's cooled down. Once you've cut out your thin or long piece of clay, you're going to wrap it around your ring finger or whatever finger you want, and you're going to make sure that it kind of fits. This clay I actually already baked and it's flexible because it's very thin, so I'm going to be using this as my marker. Now that I have my clay ready, I'm going to kind of push down my marker onto the clay and then cut around it. So this is the length of my ring, or the longest that it should be, and if you keep it open like so, then you can actually make the ring a little shorter, but I'm going to show you how I made the ring primarily. With my blade, I marked where the triangle would start. If you notice from the Sailor Moon ring, there is a V shape, and that's what we're going to try to replicate. Once you've had your little dot in the middle, you're going to cut the V shape, so you're going to want to round it out towards the side. Now that you've had your V shape, you're going to take any kind of tool just to kind of round out the edges. Now take your blade and cut out the rest of the shape. So once you've had this V shape, it's not completely perfect, but that's okay, is you're going to wrap this around your finger, whichever finger you plan to put this on, and just see if it's long enough. Again, if it doesn't close up all the way, that's okay, because if there is an open gap, it means that this ring can be adjustable for you. Notice how on my middle finger, the ring actually had a small little gap, but on my ring finger, it's almost perfect. You are now going to add a small oval of red clay to the middle of the tiara. If you wanted to make Sailor Mercury's, Mars, Jupiter, or Venus's, you could put different colors in the middle. Now here I have some wax paper, and this is going to keep the circular shape for your ring when you bake it. I'm taking my thin marker that I baked previously, and I'm going to mark off where on the wax paper or how long on the wax paper I need to cut it. So here's my little wax paper now, and I'm just going to take my tiara ring and then place it right on top. Now once you have the ring firmly placed on the wax paper, you're going to fold the wax paper so that you can turn it into a circle. Here is how your ring looks on the wax paper, and in the back I have the closing kind of pretty close together. If you find after baking that this is too big for you, you can always use your blade, and because it's thin enough, you can cut off some of the edges. So I decided to use tape to close up the wax paper to keep the cylindrical shape. Some people are going to ask if this is going to burn or melt in the oven. For me, it did not, but I would proceed with caution. If you have the ability to, you can always staple it together, but my staple was too big. After baking and glazing and removing the wax paper, this is what it looks like, and it is very thick. And again, the thicker it is, the more firm it will stay on your finger, and it's not as flexible. So again, the opening makes it a little more adjustable, so you can put it on any of your fingers. And now I'm going to show you how to glue the thin one because it's more likely to break. This way you can kind of wear it like closer to the top of your hand, and that's kind of like a new trend now with rings. You're going to take a little bit of the E6000 glue. I use a blade to make sure that the ends were straight, and then you're going to place them together. It might be a good idea to keep a clip on this so that it stays together. So here is the thin ring glued together, and it fits on my pinky. The thicker ring actually fits on my middle finger or my ring finger, and I think the cute part is with it glued together like this, you can kind of put it on the top of your finger like this. And I think it's really pretty because it kind of matches putting it on top of your head because it's more towards the top of your finger. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll make your own ring. Don't forget to check out Lost and Found Charm's tutorial for the Sailor Moon collab, and I'll talk to you guys later.